man, Scott. Gross to get that big kind of win after all he's been through. And I guess the second part of that would be, did you know that their ranked heavyweight was not going to win?
Yeah, I saw it today. You know, the college wrestling's a little weird. You kind of hang out with the team the day of, and they use our facility to make weight. And I know Brooks Black, so, concussion. I guess it was a concussion, the reason he didn't wrestle. So Rajan has an opportunity with guys comparable to, I didn't even think about it until you mentioned. What a story, right? What a story. First we'll meet at the rack, and he comes down to him, and everything he's been through, and all the years with DJ Russo and Billy Smith, and then here comes Rajan in a big spot. And good for him. Good for him. It's a gutty win. Doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of experience, let alone Big Ten experience, but good for Rajan.
He's got the momentum shift with Van Brill. How essential was that?
Well, he's dangerous, and he's never out of a match. We knew that, but he fell down 7-0, and it was deflating on the bench. That's a match we should win. At least we think we should win. He's one of the better kids in the country, and their kid's third in the Big Ten 2 years ago. So it was, on paper, we were hoping to get that one, but he's down 7-0 in it, but he's dangerous. So we preach it every day. Keep wrestling. Good things will happen. Keep wrestling. You never know, and he's capable of hitting those kind of moves, and that was big. It's huge. Anytime you get a pin, it's big, but in that spot was huge.
Scott, how, for maybe the ones of us and the fans out there who don't realize, how rare is what he did to be down pins alone and then to be down?
We were talking at the break. I don't remember having one of those here or anywhere. I don't remember being down, being dominated 7-0 and coming back and having a fall. People get caught, and it's very rare. It's very rare, especially when you have two really good guys. It's definitely rare, but things happen. It's crazy. It's the sport. It happens all the time, and we haven't been on the good end of those. So good for Johnny Van Brill, tough kid.
Well, what's he meant overall? I mean, just with the Lewis injury and just being able to step in and we said work himself into the national rank.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know how we feel about Rich. He's one of the best kids in the country, and he's in the thick of it. All summer long in training, and you feel like he has an opportunity to win a national title or at least be in the thick of it. And then he's injured. He gets injured, and he's not the same kid, and he needs a surgery. And then, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? And we like Johnny Van Brill, but you never know when you're in there every day how you're going to respond to that. And he's been unbelievable. He's an extremely hard worker. He puts his head down every day and just goes to work. And but he's having some unbelievable success. He probably has the most wins over ranked opponents. I think he has 3 or 4 of them. So he's in every match. Again, he's dangerous. You just don't know. It's the good thing is our depth, and you just don't know how these guys are going to respond. It's one thing when it's one match, maybe 2 or 3 matches off an injury, but to do it every single day, and tournaments in the Midlands tournament, things like that is big. So he's been huge for us.
He was kind of playing to the crowd there at the end. He's always kind of been an emotional leader.
Yeah.
How much is that a part of his MO?
Yeah, I think that's I think these guys. It's one of the reasons why he came here. He likes that atmosphere. He plays to that. Scott Del Vecchio's the same way. There's guys that thrive off of that, and I think he's one of those guys. And when you win, you're able to do that. When you pin someone, you could do a little bit more. I don't want people to be hot dogs, but heck, this is a tough enough sport. Enjoy yourself a little bit, and good for him.
Coach, there's a lot of ebb and flow. Going into those final 3 matches, what was your kind of take on it?
We think you're always going to win with Nick Ravina, and it's just loses his mind out there. He doesn't get those baseline defense. It's a normal thing we do every single day, baseline defense. He's jumping over the top, and he doesn't do that. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking there, but we still need to win 2. And Matt Carenti comes out, and to be honest, I was in the back with Nick, but I look up, it's 11-3. So, and he's been struggling. He's been struggling. We got 2 guys that haven't won very much at the back end of our lineup that it's coming down to them. And I felt Carenti could win this bout, and he's a blue chip recruit. He's one of the better kids in the country last year who's just getting the feel of this. This is hard on him. This is a semester of school, cutting weight, getting down. They wrestled 220 in high school. This has been hard for him, and he hasn't had the success everybody probably thought he was going to have. So it's been tough, but it's nights like tonight that get you kind of over the hump. It's probably the biggest reason we didn't send him to Midlands. Want him to go to Lock Haven and get some confidence and be ready for tonight, and he was.
And then, so you put Carenti in that category, and then at the other end of the lineup, Patel, 2 true freshmen, their first rack match. Yeah. He obviously has that last-second victory too. I mean, what you've seen from those 2 kids tonight?
I just, I got to believe it's hard to wrestle in that atmosphere your first time. But the way those guys train, it's still you got to be able to block it out. And Patel's, we call him the road runner, and it's constant, it's nonstop, and And that's the way he wrestled, and he's got to do a better job of getting to his attacks, but because he can do more. He could do more, but there's no question that that place takes a little bit out of you. You gotta feel it once or twice and feel the energy once or twice, and he'll be all right. He's going to be really, really good down the road, and I feel the same way about Matt Carenti. Feel the same way about Matt. He's going to be really good down the road. He's dangerous, as you saw.
Coach, what'd you like from Ashnall's match? I know it was 3-3 at the time, and he got a critical.
You know what I like about Ashnault? It's toughness. Nobody knows. He hasn't practiced with us for 48 hours. He's been flu and things like that. And when you get wiped out, you get wiped out. And that's the way he, trains. He was unable to do that. And it's been a lot of rest and a lot of fluids and trying to make weight. And then, I knew the effort we'd get from him. He's always going to give us that effort. But he went through a lot these last 48 hours. And, probably now just getting over it a little bit. But we got it going around a little bit, and you got to fight through, and he did that. And then a lot of guys don't wrestle when when they feel that way. So good for him in wrestling. He did what he had to do.
Did Geraldo get the start over Theobald because of Midlands?
Great question. Midlands, Hofstra, every tournament we've been in, Geraldo's done a little bit better. East Stroudsburg, a lot went into that. And I know how good Kenny is. I know how dangerous Kenny is. I know how hard Kenny wrestles. That's a very difficult decision for this staff to not wrestle Kenny Theobald. A very, very difficult decision. And if things don't go our way, I'm probably unbelievably second-guessed for it. But Geraldo earned that spot. He earned that start tonight because of what he did at Midlands. They had an opportunity to wrestle each other in the wrestlebacks, and Geraldo won, and Kenny didn't. So he earned that spot, and going forward, we'll have to still play with that a little bit. But it's tough not to wrestle Kenny Theobald.
Can't enjoy this one too much. Ohio State coming up, so what are your expectations now?
Well, it's the Big Ten, right? It's the best conference in the country, and we'll get number three Sunday, and that'll be our focus. And our focus is going to be to wrestle as hard as we can and try to pick off some of these guys, and wrestle better, wrestle with more poise in certain spots, and fight these guys and be in the thick of it, and that's going to be the focus going out there. And it's a tough matchup, but that's what this is all about. That's what this conference is all about. So we need to be ready. And if we're going to celebrate this too much and think it's okay to lose, then we're in for a long Sunday. And this team won't do that. We'll be ready to wrestle and fight out there.
They probably won't have Snyder. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe. I mean, I don't know. He didn't come with the lineups I got this week because he's at the training center. But I got to assume their depth is pretty good.